how will it feel to lead your country yet again out onto a field or batting in the first Ashes?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Pat's still got a few things that he can tick off. Obviously, he said I think he's unlikely for that first test, but you never know. He's a healer. He gets well quickly, so yeah, he's got a few things to tick off. But you know, I've stood in a couple of times over the last few years. I think since Pat started, I've done 6 games maybe, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. You know, I know how the team operates. We're in a good place, so no, if it happens, I'll look forward to it.
Steve, Pat will be around. When you're captaining and he is around, what sort of interactions do the two of you have?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the game, obviously, with the coach as well, and I think the important thing is doing it my way. I think when I get out on the field, you know, I've got a certain style and the way I like to do things, and, you know, I need to be authentic. So, you know, I think it's worked well when I've stood in over the last few years. So, yeah, it'll just be a seamless sort of transition if that comes around.
I interviewed Sam Konstas a few weeks ago, and he said you were one of the people that he turns to talk about his batting. Is that like an open line of communication? Are there boundaries when you're away? Do you chat much? Do you chat a lot?
My door's always open. My phone's always on. So, yeah, whenever he wants to chat batting, I love talking batting, and you know, I'm happy to help wherever I can. So, yeah, he's obviously going through a bit of a period right now where he's trying to figure out how he kind of wants to play, and you know, if he wants any help with that, my phone's always on.
Steve, how much wisdom is Sam actually seeking? Yesterday he played a beautiful reverse ramp shot before, and then he tried it again with ball and the stumps got bowled. So he's still playing those what could be perceived as rash shots. Is he talking to people about that, or are people getting in his ear about the sort of shot selection he's making?
I mean, I haven't been around for the last little bit, but yeah, I assume he's talking to different people. He's got his batting coach that he works with. Yeah, lots of experienced players that can share wisdom as well. So I think at times you've got to kind of let these young players figure it out for themselves and find the way that they want to play. You know, I think back to when I was young, you know, I had to kind of figure it out. There were people that I could speak to, but ultimately you're the one out in the middle playing. It's your career, and you need to figure out how you want to go about it. So, you know, he's so young. He's got plenty of time to figure out how he wants to go. And look, from what I've seen, he's got so much time as a batter when he's facing fast bowling, and that's something you can't really teach. So that's a good starting point. Then there's a few things that he has to obviously work on, but you know, he's a bright talent as we've seen, and he's got a bright future. I mean, there's positives in every kind of way you can look at it. Yeah, if he's playing shield cricket, he's able to, you know, play 4-day cricket a bit more. He's obviously very young in playing the longer form of the game, finding his style. I mean, it's tricky to do when you're at the top level and playing against, in particular, quality attacks like England. So, yeah, I mean, like I said before, he's got to figure out how he wants to play. He's the one out there in the middle. He can take all the advice he wants from all different people, but there's no one to hold your hand out there in the middle. You've got to figure it out yourself. And, yeah, whether that's for Australia or for New South Wales, that's not my decision. But like I said before, he's got a bright future no matter what happens. You've got to play your game, and there's, you know, certain times when you can go to the 6th gear, I suppose, or when you need to bring it back down and play what's in front of you. That's the most important thing. And you know, we've seen he's got all the gears. He's got a solid technique and temperament, and he's a good kid. He wants to learn and get better. So, like I said, he's just got to figure out how he wants to go about it, and then play accordingly to whatever attack, whatever surface he's playing, whatever situation the game is in, which is something, you know, he'll learn as he goes along. We've got to remember this kid's still very young. He hasn't played a lot of even 4-day cricket, let alone Test cricket. So he's still learning, and he's going to get better and better the more he experiences games for whether it be New South Wales or Australia.
Steve, what about your own batting? You've only had 3 hits since you've been back. It seems like an ending question, but you've found your hands.
I actually feel like I'm batting well. Yeah, I've only faced the sidearm so far, but yeah, looking forward to facing some bowlers today. But I feel like I'm moving really nicely, feeling in a good place. So yeah, looking forward to today.
Steve, Marnus has been in great form to start the season. As the, I guess, likely captain of the first test, do you have any thoughts about, you know, where he's best suited in the lineup? You know, opening with number
Oh, I mean, there's a few options, obviously. Firstly, I sent him a message a couple of days ago saying how proud I was of him. He's obviously got dropped from the team, and he's just gone back and he's got 400s in 5 hits or something like that. So, it's a pretty big statement. He said to me at the start of the summer, he goes, "I'll be in that test team come the first test," and he's backed up his words. Probably he's obviously not selected yet, but he's done a lot of things right. So no, I mean he can open, as we saw in the Test Championship final. He can bat 3. He's versatile, and we'll see where it all stands when the team gets picked.
What did he text you back when you texted him that you were proud of him?
Thanks, mate. Pretty much, yeah.
Don't worry, I got it, bro.
Nah, it's pretty chill.
And just on that, he must have been pretty shattered, I guess, after the Test Championship final when he was told he wasn't going to get picked in the West Indies. Like, for someone who's got the record that he has and has been in the team for so long.
Yeah, I think it's always tough when you get dropped. We've kind of all been there at some point in our careers, and it's difficult to hear it. But I think he knew he probably wasn't batting as well as he had been over, probably like 4 years ago when he was scoring a mountain of runs. He's probably just gone off a little bit. But the way he's sort of come back now, I think my advice to him was stop thinking so technically, just go and play the game, watch the ball and react. And I think he's been doing that really beautifully, and he's played so nicely. So, no, like I said, I'm proud of him, but hopefully he's used up all his runs for a few weeks, can have a lean trot next week and then get back into it.
Steve, you spoke earlier about how much you enjoy captaincy when you have stepped in the last few years as well. It's also brought out your best. What is it about being captain that you think helps the game so much? And do you feel an added level of responsibility that you want to deliver even more than usual?
It's hard to say. I'm not entirely sure, but it's interesting how the brain works, I suppose. I think my record when I'm captain is probably better than it is when I'm not, but I don't know how the brain works and how it functions, but I feel like I kind of go to another level and try and set a standard, I suppose, and that's as far as I can sort of say.
Do as I do.
What's that?
Do as I do, try bleed.
I suppose.
So you used the word authentic a little bit earlier on about your captaincy. What do you think makes you different to Pat?
I'm not sure on that. I think I've chilled out a lot over the last probably 4 or 5 years, and a bit more relaxed out in the middle and maybe not as cranky at times. But yeah, look, I like to listen to people, get their opinions, and then obviously make a decision when I'm in charge. And is what it is. I don't know what makes us different. I'm unsure with that question, but yeah, like I said, it's being authentic and doing it your way when you're the man with the C next to your name.
So we spoke about where Marnus might have just talk about whether you could move up to number 3, say 4. Would you like to just hold the same position? I know you're saying that with the team, just have some consistency and hold the same position and staying 4 for a couple of years of living with.
I'm not too fussed, to be honest. I'm happy kind of wherever, but yeah, we'll see what happens when the team's picked and where we'll talk to the coaches and Paddy and see where everyone fits in best, I suppose, and keep it as simple as that.
Have you had a chance to have a proper chat with Pat since you got back, like just about where he's at and I suppose things about the summer? Yeah,
I saw him out here the other day. He started his running, and I was in here training as well. So I think he's obviously hasn't started bowling yet, but he gets into things pretty quickly. So he probably doesn't need as much as Josh or Starkey. I think Starkey said that the other day as well, I saw. So things can turn around pretty quickly. So we'll see where everything lands with him. He's obviously got a few things to tick off and get into his bowling, but he was in good spirits, and look, the team's obviously better with him in it for sure. So hopefully he can get right, and if he plays 3 tests or 5 tests or 2 tests, it's as many as we can get out of him. It's the best thing for the team.
Just on that, you know how much the Ashes engages the wider Australian public. Obviously, being without the thought of being without Pat for at least a test, a couple of tests, maybe longer, it's got plenty of Australians nervous. Can you just talk to, I guess, this playing group and how much confidence you have that you can cover the loss of not only your captain but your best bowler as well?
Well, I mean, we've got a pretty good replacement in Scott Boland, who I think's arguably one of the best bowlers in the world. So his record in Australia is outrageous. So we're good there. And then the other two obviously have, done a wonderful job for a long time as well. So I don't think it disrupts too much, I suppose. And we're lucky to have Scotty there ready to go.
There's a bit of chatter about the type of wickets that Australia should play on this summer. Would you like to see the pitches have a bit of life like last summer against India?
Oh, probably the last 3 or 4 summers have had a bit of life, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty similar, to be honest. I think England play pretty well on the flatter wickets, the way they play. So if there's a bit in it, like there has been the last 3 or 4 years with our bowling attack, it certainly makes things a lot more difficult for their batters. But having said that, they've got a really good pace attack as well. Guys that bowl good pace and hit the bat hard. So I think it just makes for whatever wickets we play on. I think it makes for an exciting summer.
So there's obviously a chance Marnus could open the batting in the Ashes. That's a live option. You served that role yourself last year. What do you think is the main challenge going to be for Marnus if he did have to face the new ball?
I mean, it's not too different to batting 3, to be honest. I mean, he could be in first ball, so it's essentially the same thing. So I don't think he needs to change anything. If that's the case, just play the game, play how he has been, see the ball hit it, and trust his instincts.